Anyway, so another thing we wanted to bring up just quickly with the Discord. I know we've got sidetracked here, but there was one case actually that came up to do with Keelan versus Pat, and an interesting, I guess it could be a new segment. We think an interesting thing got brought up, which was someone, Pat, who committed a crime in the Discord. I'm not actually sure what the crime is yet, but he demanded that there should be a Crumb court. Mm-hmm. Because Keelan tried to send him to the Crumb corner, which we have, which is if you do a crummy thing, you've got to confess your sins in the Crumb corner, and then you can head back to regular chatting.
Yeah, I'll just give a really quick recap. It was in the latest episode discussion chat, and I said, hey guys, anyone, if you have ideas of topics, questions, anything you want us to discuss, let us know. James follows up straight away and says, come.
Very good.
And I go, okay, real suggestions only. Any meme suggestions are to be sent to the Crumb corner.
No, that was a legitimate thing, and we've already discussed it. So James is going to be wrapped.
I singled out James and said, off to the Crumb corner you go. Pat follows up with, that's not very cum of you, Keelan. And then I said, okay, Pat, hope you enjoy the Crumb corner. And then,
did they report to the Crumb corner?
No, he did not. He said, absolutely not. I'll take myself to Crumb Court before I go there for making an observational comment. I said, sorry, Pat, this Discord is a dictatorship. Off to the Crumb corner you will go.
Okay. Well, I wanna just interject here and say, yes, I agree with you, Keelan. This is a dictatorship. However,
I thought you were going to be like, no, Keelan, you do not get to dictate what happens in our Discord. You're happy with that.
Well, I'm happy that I would agree that, yes, the Discord is a dictatorship, but I will say that Keelan is not the dictator. that you're overstepping it there. That's like going to North Korea and going, this is a dictatorship, so you have to do what I say. No. You have to do what he says, the big boss man. That's not you. That's us. We're the dictators, all right? But we're a dictatorship in the sense that we can't be voted out, but that doesn't mean that we can't be fair to our people. We just won't have elections, and if you try to uprise against us, we will respond with violence and the military. So I think that I like this idea of having Crumb Court.
I really like Crumb Court. I'm happy to hold the first case now with this. I guess I use this as to set a precedent.
Yep.
Right? Of just idea suggestions for the show. I would like to represent Pat here.
Well, and actually, I think this is more James's case. I've got an email from James, the original man who was sent.
Oh, so he's complained to the manager.
He's actually sent an email pleading his case. So, Crumb Court is now in session. Keelan, play the Law and Order sound.
Imagine I hit the button.
All right, great. I can see it now.
Can we also get a gavel?
Yes.
Yeah.
Great.
Yes.
All right, when you want the gavel, you just have to pretend to hit a button.
No, I'll probably just do a gavel. I'll probably do that.
Order in the court. Crumb Court is now in session. This is from James. Hi, boys. It's me, James, from the Discord. Remember when you sent me to the Crumb Corner for saying that you should talk about cum on the recent podcast? I would like to point out that this entire show is founded upon cum chat and that I was merely following in the footsteps of you. I would also like to point out that I just listened to 20 minutes of chat about Luke's girlfriend farting. Cheers. And then he attached two pictures. The first picture, now this really helps his case, a picture of missing Link Do.
Ooh, very strong argument.
Yeah, but the second picture is a picture of Thanos wearing a suit. Who must be his lawyer.
Very intimidating. Keelan?
Yeah. Oh, am I supposed to make a statement?
Well, I don't know if Lewis will agree. I think Lewis
will agree. I'm impartial here. I'm the judge. So it's Luke versus Keelan here. And I'll do the sentencing.
Okay, I wanted to sentence him straight away, but I believe Keelan should have to go to the Crumb Corner and report himself for, firstly, overstepping his boundaries. You know, it's not his jurisdiction. He's not the dictator. Right? Also, I would agree that Keelan didn't uphold the core values of the show, which we all know is farts, poo, and cum. And shutting someone down for that in our Discord, particularly someone who supports the show, I would say a higher level contributor, that's not what we're about.
Okay.
And so already I was annoyed at him for not even... The fact that he said, what do you want us to talk about it? James said, come. And the fact that you didn't even acknowledge that as a real suggestion is not cool. And also, Pat's message afterwards was pretty funny. That's not very cum of you, Keelan. Now, he's put the word cool...
Objection. I know I'm the judge. I'm meant to be impartial here. That's not very cum of you. It's not that funny.
Yeah, that's not very funny.
But what he's done there, I don't think you've realized what he's done. He's replaced the word cool or like another word with cum.
Yeah, okay. But it doesn't rhyme. It doesn't make sense. It's,
But at the same time, can you agree, Your Honour, that it was not very cum of Keelan to do that?
I agree. I agree, and I retract my objection.
Okay.
Mr. Brown,
statement? Yep.
your statement.
So,
hang on, I'll just email you a picture of missing link to.
Okay,
that's going to help his case.
Good. So, what I have to say is that Luke and I did a secret podcast the other day, and I did a very similar thing where I said, suggestions, comments, questions, anything you want, send them below, and people didn't give any real response. They all just said come. And at the time, that really frustrated me because we actually had nothing to talk about.
Right. Okay.
Well, mate, we could have talked about cum.
Yeah. So on the secret podcast, I brought up that...
Luke, you've had your time. All right. Let the defendant speak. But also, good point.
I brought up the fact that, I didn't like that you guys were saying talk about cum. Mm-hmm. I thought I made that pretty clear in the Patreon podcast. So then when I put it in the... latest episode discussion page, I thought the rules were clear, and I do realize now that actually saying that's not very cum of you is quite a good response, quite funny.
Objection. I still don't think it's that funny.
Well, I think it is. So yeah, that's my statement. It's not much of a statement other than I was annoyed.
All right. Well, what I'm going to do here is I've reached a verdict. I'm ready to hand down my sentence. I will be sentencing both of you to the Crumb Corner. Keelan, for behaving too much like a dictator, and Old Mate for saying that's not very cum of you, because I personally don't think that's very funny. All of the other stuff, I'm all on board. Suggesting we talk about cum, quite funny, but I am still sending you to the cum corner for saying that's not very cum of you.
Okay, last thing actually, to just talk about James real quick and the Discord. So James actually redeemed himself the other day by saying, here's a real suggestion. A lot of TV shows during the pandemic have had their actors do a live table read of famous episodes over Zoom. Perhaps you guys could transcribe the entire bowling episode, the Patreon episode, and do a live table read of that. I think he's redeemed himself there with such a good idea.
Okay, I retract my sentence. Report to the loaf corner. Keelan, head to the crumb corner. I like that idea. That's a good idea.
It's actually called the loaf zone.
The loaf zone. Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not much of a corner. You get a whole zone.
You get a whole zone if you're a loaf. That turned into cum court pretty quick. It was supposed to be crumb court. I just want to make it very clear. Do we need a cum corner in the Discord to get out all this cum chat?
No, that's going to turn into something not good at all. I think that isn't a cum corner. Isn't that a 4chan thing? I don't think we want to touch that.
Okay. All right. Well, then cum chat remains in general chat. But I'm just saying you can't fight it. So you can either give it a place, right, where the cummies can go away and just come about. Yeah. Or it's going to infect the rest of the Discord as it is at the moment. Currently, we've got our own pandemic happening in our Discord, and that it's come.
Okay,
19.
well, what will let's just let it simmer for now. We don't have to make any changes, but if we find that it gets out of hand, we could create a new zone in the Patreon Discord and call it like the tissue box or something.
Yeah. Just we're going to do what New South Wales did. All right, we've got a few cases that come. But pretty much
we're just going to let it rip.
We're going to ignore it, but if you want, wear a mask. That's our advice.
We're going to completely ignore it. We know there's a problem. We're entirely aware of how dangerous it is, but sucked in, deal with it.